Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day so far. Today we are going to be talking about Jon Bones Jones. Now, if you've been following me for any number of time, then you know that not only do I absolutely love Jon Jones actually is my favorite fighter. And I understand that to a lot of people that comes as a surprise, like, out of all the fighters in the UFC, Jon Jones is your favorite fighter? What is wrong with your martial mind? Well, the simple fact of the matter is I am a fan of talent, and I know how to separate a fighter's talent inside of the cage and whatever it is they do outside of the cage. And a big reason why I'm able to do that is because of how I grew up. I never grew up idolizing celebrities. I never grew up looking up to celebrities or looking up to people in the public eye. I never grew up looking at these people as role models because, you know, growing up, my parents always taught me that. And these guys that we see on TV, these guys that we see in public, we're only seeing just a small part of their lives. And a lot of them are great actors. A lot of them have a way of portraying the absolute best, most positive parts of their life to the public, and they have a way of shielding the negatives. So when we look at a lot of these guys, you know, we consider them great human beings, but the truth of the matter is we don't live with them. We're not around them. They're not family. We don't see how they live their lives on a day-to-day basis. We don't really know how they treat people when they're not in front of a camera. So, you know, I became a fan of Jon Jones from the first time I saw Jon Jones perform in the octagon, and the whole entire time I really didn't care about the whole, you know, I'm a good guy, I'm a Christian, whatever persona he's putting on. I don't care. I genuinely do not care. I'm not saying I excuse the horrible stuff that he was doing outside of the cage, but when I look at these fighters, I am a fan of them inside of the cage. Outside the cage, I really don't care for Jon Jones. I genuinely don't. Like, I don't care what Jon does in his downtime. I don't care if he's out there saving cats and saving babies and saving grandmothers from being mugged, or if he's out there getting his dick sucked by prostitutes and what. I don't give a crap. My whole entire thing is when Jon Jones steps inside of that cage, he produces mixed martial arts in the way that I love it. And if you look at all the fighters I'm a fan of, Demetrius Johnson, when GSP was on top, you know, guys like Jose Aldo, Conor McGregor, we're talking about guys like Junior Dos Santos. I mean, I'm a fan of all these guys because I love, there's just something special about them. I'm also a big fan of fighters who specialize in one art. For example, a guy like Stephen Thompson, who specializes in karate and puts karate on the map, or a guy like Damian Maia. Oh my God, was I rooting for Damian Maia to beat Tyron Woodley. I love the fact that Damian Maia focuses on his, you know, jiu-jitsu, and I love watching how his BJJ plays out in the octagon against guys with way more weapons than he does. So I'm a fan of Jon Jones, and before this fight happened with DC, I was nervous, man. I was real nervous. I was confident that he would win. I figured he would win the fight, but I was really nervous specifically about the boxing. You know, Jon Jones is like, I mean, he's a wrestler. He came from a wrestling background, but as time went on, he adopted this traditional Muay Thai style of fighting. And the thing with Muay Thai is they don't really emphasize boxing as much as I feel the art should. I mean, when I was training Muay Thai, yeah, we did some boxing, but the emphasis was not really on boxing. The emphasis was not really on good footwork. The emphasis was not really on head movement. You know, we did some of that, but the art, to me, for the most part, especially when I was training, was all offense. It was mostly offense, offensive, which is why when a Muay Thai fighter is moving forward, they are extremely dangerous. But if you can back a Muay Thai fighter up, a lot of times these guys become stationary targets and you can kind of just pick them apart. I mean, we saw that with TJ Dillashaw when he exposed Renan Barão. We kind of saw that a little bit between Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo. We saw that when Nate Diaz boxed the living bejesus out of Cowboy Cerrone. And we also saw that when Donald Cerrone lost to, God, who did he, I'm forgetting his name. His name is escaping me. Let me know in the comment section. I'm not gonna look it up. The guy that just knocked, I believe he knocked Donald Cerrone out. Anyways, So I was really nervous about the boxing, because when I watched the first fight, when you watch the first fight between Jones and DC, a lot of DC's success came from boxing combinations. Daniel was able to land a lot of beautiful boxing combos on Jones in the first fight, and then to hear that DC noticed that. And DC was not trying to go the wrestling, grappling approach. He was focusing on trying to outbox Jon Jones. And that made me real nervous, because I never looked at Jon Jones as someone that has good boxing. He's got great elbows. He's got, you know, a lot of weapons, beautiful kicks, beautiful knees. But his punches are kind of awkward. Like when you see him throw punches, it's a little bit awkward. You can tell that this is not a guy that grew up throwing boxing combinations from a young age. So I was worried about that. Going into the fight, I really thought DC would have all the advantage in the world. I thought he would be able to back Jon Jones up. I actually felt Jones would have to dig really, really deep to win the fight in the championship rounds. That's what I was expecting. Until the fight started, man. The fight started, and immediately I saw a difference. I saw a clear difference in Jon's boxing. Now, I'm not saying Jon Jones is a boxer now. I'm not saying Jon Jones is even a better boxer than DC. Definitely nowhere near the boxing level that we've seen from Gustafsson. But he improved his boxing in a way that really surprised me. The combinations he was throwing in that fight were unbelievable. He was throwing hard punches. He was actually ripping hooks and uppercuts, and his straight from southpaw was absolutely money. And then the way he was mixing in the kicks and the elbows, and oh my god, the body shots. It's been a long time since I saw nasty body shots like that in MMA, and Jon demonstrated some incredible technique when it comes to the body shots that he was ripping Daniel Cormier with. And, you know, as the fight was going on, I definitely gave Jon Jones a first round. I did. DC, I felt, did more damage with the shots that he landed, but Jon landed more. He had more variety, and he landed more significant strikes. Round number 2, I definitely gave round number 2 to Daniel Cormier. And in round number 3, I felt like it was kind of even. I mean, they were both, Jon came out really aggressive, so did Daniel Cormier, until that kick happened. Straight left high kick to the head from I mean, the range that Jones threw that kick from was really shocking to me. I mean, the dude is so flexible, it blew my mind. He threw that kick from a boxing range, hurt Daniel Cormier, and this is where my cheesiness and this is where, you know, I'm a nerd when it comes to Jon Jones. You know, my biggest issue with most fighters when they rock you is they don't do the right things after they've rocked you. Because, you know, with kickboxing, the second you rock someone, when you hurt an opponent, it really doesn't take much to get them out of there. When you look at a guy like Anderson Silva, when you look at a guy like Conor McGregor, these guys are very, very good finishers. When they hurt you, they get you out of there. And it's because the second they hurt you, they don't go crazy. They don't get too excited and blow their wad, throwing a lot of shots that end up missing. When they hurt you, they take their time. They actually start being way more accurate. They pick their shots until they get you out of there. And when Jones hurt Daniel Cormier with that head kick, you know, a lot of people will get super excited. Oh my god, DC is hurt, DC is hurt. I'm going to start throwing wild shots. But Jones was feigning. He fainted. Threw a left, I believe he threw a left hook that spun DC a little bit, and he tried to sweep Daniel Cormier. I mean, this is a guy that's hurt, stumbling backwards, and Jon tried to sweep him, and that completely made things worse for Daniel. Things went from bad to absolutely worse. I mean, DC was already dizzy. That foot sweep did not help at all. That made DC real dizzy. He stumbled to the cage, fell to the ground, and then, oh my god, the ground and pound. Seriously, let me know in the comment section. Apart from Cain Velasquez and Brock Lesnar, when Brock Lesnar was still in the UFC, I don't think there is anyone that has ground and pound as completely ferocious as Jon. I mean, his ground and pound is like from nightmares, man. I mean, those elbows he was dropping on DC, it was hard to watch. And this is coming from someone that wanted to see Jon Jones destroy Daniel. Those elbows was like, are you serious? He was dropping elbows left and right. And then once I mean, DC tried to survive too. He tried to get up, but the second Jones flattened him, his head was on that canvas. Jones switched to punches, and started unloading. I mean, the referee gave Daniel Cormier all the chances in the world to survive, but it just was not enough. It was not enough, and that was it. Jon Jones was able to finish DC, and dude, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I did not expect that. Like Jon was saying the whole time, I'm gonna finish Daniel, I'm gonna finish him. I did not think that would actually happen. Because I mean, when's the last time Jones actually like badly hurt anyone on the feet and finished them? Most of the time, it's he takes you down, he ground and pounds until he gets you out of there by TKO. But this is like one of the first times I've seen Jon Jones hurt someone on the feet with a kick. I mean, he lands a lot of head kicks on opponents all the time. But this was the first time I've seen him land a head kick, wobble an opponent, walk him down, get him to the ground, and completely obliterate him on the ground. It was impressive. Yeah, he did something very similar to Shogun, but man, this finish of DC, especially considering how durable Daniel is, his amazing chin, the fact that DC has been hit by guys like Anthony Rumble Johnson, and it wasn't enough, is just incredible. It really is incredible, and that goes to show, man, it's not always about power. Like, Jon does not kick as hard as Anthony Johnson does, but it's all about the setup, because Jon was kicking to the body the whole entire time, which got DC to drop his hands, and then he switched to the head. DC leaned into it, and that was the end. By the way, I am sorry if I sound like I'm speaking a million miles an hour. If it sounds like I took like 4 cans of energy drink, I have so many thoughts about Jon Jones and this fight in my mind. I have to get it out. I have to just get it out right now. So, fight ended, and Jones is back. Jon Jones is back, and he's back better than ever. A lot of people were talking about what is Jones gonna look like. He looked terrible against OSP. That's the new Jon Jones, and I'm trying to tell people that's not that. Jon Jones fought extremely cautiously against OSP because he did not want to risk anything. He wanted to make sure that he would win that fight. And especially also because he took that fight on short notice, and OSP is like, he's real awkward. He's one of those like really awkward fighters that can like throw a shot, miss, spin around, hit you with a weird looking awkward back fist and knock your head clean off. That's the kind of athlete OSP is. So Jones had to be real methodical with that fight. He had to be real careful to not do anything stupid. It was a completely dominant performance. He barely got touched in that fight, but that fight maybe made a lot of people forget just what Jon Jones is capable of. And I feel like with this fight against Daniel, he has reminded everyone exactly what he's capable of. And then when the fight is over, he calls out Brock Lesnar. Personally, I don't want that fight to happen. I think Jones needs to face Alexander Gustafsson. Gus was his toughest fight yet. I think the only focus right now should be Gustafsson. Go out there, face Gustafsson, beat him, silence anyone that's doubting. That's what I would want to see as a Jon Jones fan. I don't want him calling out Brock Lesnar, because what's going to happen now is people are going to start saying Jon Jones is ducking Gustafsson because he's calling out Brock Lesnar. Of course, Jon is not scared of freaking Gus. There's no way he's scared of Gustafsson, but I would like him to call out Gustafsson. Say, you know what? I'm going to give you a shot and train as hard as he did against DC. Train that hard. Go out there and put Alexander Gustafsson away. That's not me underestimating Gus. The guy is terrible. I mean, not terrible. He's an incredible fighter, incredible boxer, amazing footwork, has some pretty slick timing with takedowns and all that beautiful stuff. But I still think Jon Jones is the better fighter. I think Jon Jones is the more athletic fighter. I think Jon Jones has more tools. I think Jon Jones is way more durable. I think Jones has way more heart than Gustafsson. And I would like to see that fight play out. I think Jon has more cardio as well. That's the fight that I'm interested in seeing in the light heavyweight division, and I cannot wait to watch that. But man, that is it. Let me know in the comments section what you guys thought about this fight between Jones and DC, and also let me know what you think happens with DC. The guy had a good run. He definitely did. He was a champion. He defended that belt twice. He did pretty good with that belt. And it's very possible he might end up retiring, because I mean, where does he go from here? Does he go back and start trying to work his way back to a title fight with Jon Jones? I mean, I don't see that happening. The only way I see DC fighting for the belt again is if, say, Gustafsson beats John Jones or something, becomes champion, then DC can challenge Gustafsson for a title fight. But I mean, at 38 years of age, I just don't see DC fighting for much longer. And this loss is devastating to him. I mean, we saw him crying in the octagon. I'm pretty sure he is taking this one really hard. I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to rebuild himself like he did the last time. I hope he does, because he's definitely an incredible fighter, but I don't know where he goes from here. So let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are. Also, let me know in the comment section if you think John Jones should fight Brock Lesnar. I'm seeing a lot of people saying John Jones loses badly to Brock, which I think is complete bullshit. But still, let me know in the comments why you feel Jones would lose to Brock if that fight ever happened, and let me know who you would like to see next. See John Jones face next. In the meantime, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that John Jones can stay out of trouble. Please, John, stay the fuck out of trouble. Please, fight. Keep fighting. Keep your nose clean outside the cage. Become as great outside the cage as you are inside of it. And, I mean, just be the best you can possibly be. That's what I'm hoping for John Jones, because God, it is so difficult defending Jones. It is so tough being a fan of John Jones and loving John Jones when everyone else around you completely despises him and wants to see him lose and doesn't want to see him succeed. It's the craziest fucking thing ever. But that's it. I am done talking. I have been talking for the past, for the past 16 minutes nonstop. My throat is dry. I'm about to pass out. I'm going to let this fight play out till it's over, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one. As always, keep yourself safe. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to see you guys very shortly. Stay safe.
Oh, very nice. He's hurt. Big shot to the liver. He is stunned. Man, he connects with the knee. Elbow by John. That's a big elbow, Joe. Huge elbow. Another knee. The knee lands to the liver. He's stunned bad. Oh, he's in big trouble. That knee hurt him, Mike. Oh, it is all over. John Jones, the victor. It was a big knee to the body, dropped him, and led to the TKO finish.
Let's check out the action on our fight replay.
As we see here in the replay, it's this nasty body shot. He's in big trouble here. He buckles over, and this is the TKO finish. Let's look at that again. And let's check that out from a different angle.
Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Leving has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 49 seconds of round number 3. Declaring the winner by TKO, and still the undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, John Bones Jones!
John Bones Jones remains the UFC light heavyweight champion.